Apple is trying to save the iPad. 2023 was the first year since its inception 14 years ago that the iPad did not receive any updates whatsoever. And that left this massive question mark hanging over this entire product category, because the iPad has been a pretty big part of Apple's plans for a long time. A couple of years ago, they ran these ads where they positioned the iPad as a fully fledged computer.
What's a computer?
And with the 2018 iPad Pro, they almost made that true. I mean, this is a 2018 11-inch iPad Pro, and it is still a remarkable tablet. But the problem is, since 2018, it feels like Apple doesn't know what to do with the iPad. They've brought this design language now to the iPad Air, the iPad 10th gen, and the iPad mini, but the sales for iPads have still been going down year over year for a while now. And with 2023 bringing no updates whatsoever, it's definitely leaving people concerned. But things might be turning around this year. And before I tell you how Apple plans to save the iPad, let's get a quick word from today's very appropriate video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Paperlike. Paperlike 2.1 brings a bunch of improvements to make your experience better. It has increased visibility and clarity during use while maintaining the papery feeling of Paperlike 2. And it also has new composite materials and better nanodot distribution. Nanodots are the secret sauce that makes Paperlike so special. These small microbeads are evenly spread across the surface of the screen protector to minimize light refraction while maintaining a crisp image. Paperlike is renowned for their impact on writing and drawing with an iPad, transforming it into a realistic paper-like surface. But now with Paperlike 2.1, it's been enhanced to an all-encompassing iPad accessory. Use it for drawing and writing, cutting down glare, improving the feeling of using your iPad screen, and all while maintaining a crisp and clear image. To learn more about Paperlike, check out the link in the description below. A big thanks to them for sponsoring, and now let's get back to the video. So the biggest problem that I think Apple has with the iPad is we don't really know what it needs to be fixed. A while back, I made a video called The iPad is Dying, where I walked through a number of these issues, and the biggest one is that there's just not really an incentive to upgrade. iPad OS is probably a more limiting factor than the hardware, so chip upgrades don't really seem to entice people, and we're now going on 6 years with an unchanged design. So what is Apple planning on doing this year that could turn things around? Well, one of the biggest updates that we've been hearing about for a while is OLED displays. It would allow for higher brightness and better contrast, which could definitely be of use to people that use iPads for creative tasks. Plenty of artists and graphic designers use iPad Pros because of their displays, so this is a very tangible benefit. I think there's a good chance that OLED displays could get some people, like me, with the original 2018 11-inch iPad Pro interested in a replacement. We also have rumors that Apple is working on a new Magic Keyboard for the iPad Pro, and this new keyboard is supposedly going to make the iPad Pro look more like a laptop, including a sturdier frame and aluminum construction. But it's not the only accessory Apple is working on. Apparently there could be a new Apple Pencil that would pair with the iPad Pro, which could feature Find My integration as well as magnetically swappable tips to simulate different writing and drawing instruments. Now that Apple Pencil upgrade sounds like a great addition, and I'm sure a lot of the people that find an OLED display useful will also really appreciate that for graphic design and drawing. But I'm also very intrigued by that Magic Keyboard because it seems like Apple wants the iPad to feel like more of a laptop. You know, bigger trackpad, aluminum construction, that sounds very MacBooky. There's also rumors that the new iPad Pro could support MagSafe wireless charging. Now at first this rumor might seem a little weird. Why would you want a magnetic charger just sticking on in the middle of your iPad? That's weird. In fact, Apple already kind of has magnetic-based charging with the smart connector on the Magic Keyboard. That magnetically attaches and you can plug in the keyboard case and it'll charge the iPad. But MagSafe could unlock additional capabilities. Instead of just being used with keyboard cases like this, it could be a little bit more similar to Google's new Pixel tablet. The Pixel tablet is a really interesting take on what a tablet could be. The included docking station makes it a smart display when you're not holding it, and a tablet when you want to use it. It's kind of doing dual duty. And Apple could definitely do something like that with the iPad. Imagine an accessory where you can plop it in your kitchen and it functions as kind of a mixture of a HomePod, a FaceTime device. You could put it on a docking accessory at your desk, which would allow you to keep the iPad charged while using it as an external display for your MacBook. I could definitely see MagSafe unlocking some new potential for the iPad Pro. But weirdly, one of the rumors that I'm most excited about is that Apple might finally be fixing the biggest annoyance with the iPad Pro, and that is the camera location. I know it sounds weird, but if you want to use the iPad like a laptop, you probably want to be able to use it for video calls. Now, when Apple introduced Center Stage, that was a great step towards making the iPad feel more usable, but the problem still remains. I'm staring at the left side of the screen. If I look directly at the center of the iPad, I look ridiculous. It looks like I'm looking at a completely different thing on the other side of the room. But with the camera centered at the top of the screen, this wouldn't be an issue. Now, the funny thing is that they actually fixed this on the 10th gen iPad more than a year ago, but they still haven't done anything on the iPad Pro, because right where that camera should go is where the magnets for the Apple Pencil are. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. But now when you think about those earlier Apple Pencil rumors about some new version, you're like, oh, wait a minute, okay, yeah, you move that for the new Apple Pencil, and then that also frees up space for the camera. Pretty slick solution there, Apple. You fix that problem and you make us buy a new Apple Pencil. Touché. Other rumors for the new iPad Pro include a new M3 chip, obviously, and we have heard some rumors about potentially having 2 USB-C ports. That one I think could be pretty interesting, but I don't know if they would actually do it. The rumors seem pretty sketchy, honestly. But the biggest question that I'm left with after all of that is, does that actually fix the problem? Because at the end of the day, an improved iPad Pro is still going to run iPad OS. So whether it feels like more of a laptop with a larger trackpad and a camera in the right place, that's all great. But will it actually do more than what you can do right now on an iPad? These rumors sound great, but without addressing the core issues that people have with iPad OS, I do worry that the reviews are going to be something to the effect of, hey, the screen looks nice, hey, the camera's in the right spot, it's really fast, but it's still an iPad Pro. So whatever you were doing before, that's probably what you're going to do now. And look, it's not like other Apple products don't do that too. I mean, you think that I'm really doing anything that crazy different on the iPhone 15 Pro than I was on the 14 Pro? No, but the iPad for a lot of people is a tertiary device. You know, you have your Mac that you use every day, you have your iPhone that you use every day, and then you might have an iPad Pro if you want it as well. So the bar for getting us to upgrade is probably a little higher. And it seems like with the features that we've talked about today, that will probably get some people from the 2018 iPad Pros to upgrade because maybe their battery life isn't as good, maybe it's starting to feel a little slower, or maybe it's going to lose support this year in iPad OS. But as someone who owns a 12.9-inch M1 iPad Pro, do I really feel the need to spend another $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 to get this thing when it's kitted out with accessories? Honestly, I'm not sure. Look, I'm a tech reviewer. This is what I do. And even I'm thinking about maybe getting an 11-inch iPad Pro and not a 12.9-inch. And heck, if the rumored price increase to over $1,500 is true, I don't even know if I would keep the darn thing. Fortunately, it does seem like some cold water was splashed on that recently, but man, this is definitely an interesting one. If Apple does hold an event in March to reveal new iPad Pros, I will be paying very close attention. And if you are too, leave a comment down below telling me what you're most excited about, what you're worried about, and which iPad you might get. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.